to describe that. We start to climb up toward first drop. This is the one where they take your picture, so you gotta make sure to keep your composure. And even though you might be feeling like, oh, you gotta look like, for that photo shoot, right? Otherwise they're gonna laugh at you when you walk out of there. And you're looking like, that's always how I look, by the way. I always try to look cool and then I look like a fool. So that's my blue section here. And now, in red, I'm gonna do the thing where we are dropping and I am screaming like a demon. Screaming like a 4-year-old that did not get ice cream. I am not happy, well actually I am really happy, scream of joy. We rushed that drop, baby. And then at the bottom, we gotta go back up again because there needs to be another drop. So we're going from this section, this blue section here, climbing back up. Climbing up for drop 2. And here it comes. It's not as long as the first, but woo! Drop 2. We actually go on drop 2. And then with all of that speed, we got a section where we're just cruising straight up, straight across. Horizontal maximum speed. When you tell these stories, you don't have to tell them like Mr. Bell, by the way. If you don't like roller coasters, you can talk about how uncomfortable and scared this makes you feel. If you love them, you can talk about how exhilarated you are, how it makes you feel like you're king of the world, something like that. Feel free to be as creative with these as you want. Okay, and then after this horizontal burst, we're using that to get up the final stop. Final stop, last climb. Last climb. And then we take our last drop. So this is where I'm going to put last drop and photo finish. And then we're back on the ground floor cruising around, waiting to be unseatbelted, because they tell you, even though you're not rising or falling anymore, you must stay in the vehicle until it comes to a complete and full stop, right? So we wait for unseatbelting. I've told a story based on the graph. I used different colors and I drew my intervals in to give myself a lot of different combinations of cues and how to sort the information. And then I told a pretty story. I get into the car and wait for seat belting. We start to climb up toward first drop. We rush that drop, climbing up for second drop 2, drop 2, and then drop 2, horizontal max speed. Last climb, last drop and photo finish, wait to be unbelted. I can see all of the segments as a color change, as a altitude change, Lots of cool ways to pinpoint this, all right? So feel free, please use colors when you're describing these. It's gonna help your brain find the values you're looking for, all right? Now, number 2, it's the reverse. It says in a single day, it tells us a story here, and we have to actually draw the graph of this. So here, let me do that too, and then I'll set you loose on your jam session, all right? Number 2 says in a single day, it snowed lightly during the morning, then heavily for the rest of the day. Graph time on the x-axis and total snowfall amount on the y. Okay. Let me do a little thing here. I'm gonna cruise up. Just to make a little space. I want you to be able to see the graph. Hopefully you can still connect my regions up there if you need to still. I want you to be able to see where I have my axes because I need to label them. It says graph time on the x-axis. Okay, so this is time. We're gonna call that one 0. And maybe we'll put them in hours. So maybe we got 24 hours in a day, right? There's the middle of the day. So it says it's in a single day. It snowed lightly during the morning. Okay, so if I'm collecting total snowfall, if it snows lightly, I'm going to have a nice gentle increase until about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Then after the morning, it snowed heavily for the rest of the day. Well, heavy means it's going to be collecting faster. So at this point, let's turn it up a notch. So something like that would work. Snow falls on the y-axis. So the more time that passes, the more snow collects. And we can see this definite increase in pace occurring right here. And if we wanted to track that down to the hour a day that occurred, we could. That'd be about 8 o'clock, it looks like, based on the chart I drew. All right, so there's 3, 4, 5, and 6 that are similar to this, I believe, that are part of your homework. After that, there's a quiz, and then there's a test. I don't expect anyone to be finished with all this work by the end of the day. However, if you have all of the work for the month finished, you can drop it off with me and be done for the month. And then talk to your teachers. We got LP3 coming up. Yellow packets are on the way. If you didn't finish this today, which, like I said, I don't expect, feel free to turn it in next week for full points, all right? But after that, I don't want you to spend a whole lot of time on these packets because you're gonna get behind on the yellow ones. I don't want you moving forward, tripping over the past work. Does that make sense? So finish if you can today, but if you don't finish today, no sweat at all. Next week, drop it in for full credit, all right? Are there any questions? Comments, concerns, gripes, complaints? No? Okay, well then, we got 1:46. I kept you a little late. We got another 10 minutes for jam, and then you'll be out of here, all right? See what you can finish.